Hey all, Avros here, back with the next fight, the first fight of a new era. Welcome to the start of the Lufenia Plus era. This comes with a quality of life change that means we don't have to do the regular Lufenia fights anymore, just the Plus, and it will count as both being cleared, so all videos going forward will just be the Lufenia Plus. This fight is against Pandemonium in his Divine Summon board, so that means sadly Bartz could not come along as Pandemonium does absorb Wind Element, and his overhead means that he is always Wind Enchanted. Thankfully we should be able to use him again soon, but for this one Pandemonium is also resistant to Paralysis, Freeze, HP Attack Disable, and Max Bravery Down debuffs. The orb itself is no different from the Lufenia fight, so there's no changes you need to learn here, but this one appears at battle start with a 10 count, disappears at 79% HP, and reappears at 49% HP. The orb is increased by 1 whenever you gain a buff during your turn, or by 10 whenever the boss gets a turn removed or deleted. This restricts your options for this fight greatly. To make sure that this happens, basically you need either Zidane with his new LDBT, or Amidatelion to get the plus 10. Tornado Zone Divine is the recast ability of the boss here and will happen after your first turn and again at 49 and 29% HP, and this will make Pandemonium cancel break status, gain bravery and do an AoE magic bravery attack into an AoE HP attack, healing for 500% of bravery damage dealt and summoning a pair of tornadoes. These tornadoes will do AoE bravery into AoE HP attacks whenever they get a turn. They cannot be damaged via attacks, but do take damage from poison as well as from Exdeath's BT effect, and will disappear after a set number of turns taken, around 14 to 15 turns in testing. They can be broken via AoE bravery damage though to delay them. And the hits keep coming in this fight. At 79, 49 and 29% HP, the boss will buff itself with wind swirling around it, and this will cancel all bravery gains as well as making the boss immune to delay. To remove this effect you need to delete Pandemonium's turn, and additionally at 29% HP he also gains a very large bravery damage reduction, so be careful of that as well. In the end for this fight I opted for a team of Zidane for damage and to control the orb. Thankfully I got his BT but opted to not realise it. I also used Setzer for his LD buff to overcome any bravery gain and damage reductions that might happen during this fight. Due to the nature of how hard this fight is, they get up to a 90% bravery damage reduction. And lastly, Agrias to assist with bravery gain reductions as well as providing a much needed healing and some boss control via the Faded Moly debuff. For this fight I used the following strategy. Hit first and tank the initial attack back, as it was likely Zidane with his high speed going first, and I opted to use his LD right off the bat here. And then after the hit back I start to rotate through the party, healing with Agrias and stupidly attempting to freeze with Setzer, though this does help for his artifacts to get his buffs up. And then I continue to deal damage to Pandemonium with the attacks from the party, stealing some turns as Zidane and getting hit once by the tornadoes due to some poor control of the turns before the tornadoes disappeared. This hit wasn't so bad, and after a few more turns the tornadoes were gone, so I continued to beat down Pandemonium, putting Jack's LD and regular calls to use here right after the tornadoes were gone, and used some more turns to heal up in preparation for what I was planning next, which was getting Kurasame's LD call up, and then using Setzer's LD to get fixed dice on the entire party. I then deleted Pandemonium's turn at 79%, quickly removing the aura, and setting up for swapping in friend Exdeath in replacement of Setzer to get his BT effect up. Some very helpful free damage due to how this effect works, and Exdeath being so slow with also Zidane stealing so many turns in this fight, this was a great source of additional damage. I then went into Zidane's burst, and then did the best I could with my limited experimentation with Zidane's kit to get as much damage out as I could. This seemed to work out okay as I came out of his burst with a respectable 2.1 million damage and Pandemonium down to 57% HP left. Making the most of Zidane's EX launch to use the bravery the party had, I continued to pummel Pandemonium, hitting him with Grand Cross from Exdeath to take care of any attacks back, and after dropping the boss below 49% HP and tanking the recast, I healed the party back up to make sure the HP requirement wasn't missed, and saw that Exdeath's BT damage could hit the tornadoes, but unfortunately could not kill them. I continued to use turns and also used Amidatellion's LD call to make sure there would be no issues with the tornadoes getting a turn early. Using Zidane's turn stealing, I was able to get Pandemonium down to 29% HP before the tornadoes disappeared, with the last hit coming from Exdeath's BT effect before its last turn expired. This prevented another set of tornadoes from spawning in from the recast. I then used calls and Agrias' healing to get through after both the tornadoes got a attack off at 1% HP left, and did damage to the party. and then I used Odin Summon to make sure that they wouldn't get any further turns. At this point I realised that the recast at 29% HP seemed to have lengthened the duration of the tornado's existence. I did all that I could to keep them under control until they despawned. Due to the severe delay on the boss, the rest of the fight was just cleanup, healing, and dealing with the severe bravery damage reduction which my party was well equipped to handle. Setzer got his LD buff up and everyone rainbow crit the rest of the way home as much as possible. Zidane did run out of abilities though towards the end, so it's worth keeping better track of those so you can keep the orb under control if necessary. On that note, thanks for watching, and if you'd like any further assistance with this fight, please ask in the comments down below, and enjoy the rest of the video.
様なしだ。決めるぜ。
先行となろう。
終わらせてやる。
様なしだ。決めるぜ。
神道別曲成功爆裂発いくぜ。
様なしだ。決めるぜ。